Namaste, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're also paying our humble Dandavat Pranam to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who has given us this wonderful commentary and translation of Srimad Bhagavatam. And following the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we are praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Yadi sevā-vañcitāḥ yasyāḥ kṛpayā vayaṃ labhema sarvaṃ prāpnumaḥ prayojanaṃ dhāmni śrī-bhagavat pade Kṛṣṇa-sambandhi sarvaṃ Yadi na jānīmahe tutam Aṣṭādaśasu sahasreṣu ślokānāṃ bhāgavat-oktiṣu Rādhārānīṃ na vindāmaḥ tadā niṣphalaṃ bhagavat ādhyayanam radhikaya kripam vina vyartasyat sarva-pariśramaḥ. If we are cheated out of serving that personality whose mercy awards us everything we need, including residence in the Lord's holy Dham and all things connected to Krishna, and if we cannot understand or discover Rādhārānīṃ within the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of Srimad Bhagavatam has been pointless. Without the mercy of Śrīmatī Rādhārānīṃ, all of our efforts are in vain. So we are continuing our reading today from Canto 5, Chapter 20, Text 24. Evam purashtat chirodat parita upaveshita shakadvipo dvatrimsalaksha yojanayama samanena chadadi mandodena parito yasmin shako nama mahiruha svakshetra vyapadik shako yasyāḥ mahasurabi gandastam dvipam anuvashatyati. Outside the ocean of milk is another island, Shakadvip, which has a width of 3,200,000 yojanas, which is 25,600,000 miles. As Kṛṣṇa-sambandhi is surrounded by its own ocean of milk, Shakadvip is surrounded by an ocean of churned yogurt as broad as the island itself. In Shakadvip there is a big shaka tree from which the island takes its name. This tree is very fragrant. Indeed, it lends its scent to the entire island. Text 25. Tasyapi prayavrata evadhi patir namna medhatiti sopi vibhajya sapta varshani putra namani teshu svatmajan purojava manojava pavamana dhumranika chitra repa bahurupa vishvadhara samgyan nidhapyadit patin swayam bhagavatyananta avisheta matistapovanam pravivesha. The master of this island, also one of the sons of Priyavrata, was known as Medhatiti. He also divided his island into 7 sections, named according to the names of his own sons, whom he made the kings of that island. The names of those sons are Purojava, Manojava, Pavamana, Dhumranika, Chitrarefa, Bahurupa, and Vishvadhara. After dividing the island and situating his sons as its rulers, Metatiti personally retired, and to fix his mind completely upon the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he entered a forest suitable for meditation. 26. Itesham varsha maryada girayo nadyascha sapta saptaiva ishana urushringo balabhadra shata keshara sahasreṣu deva palo mahanasa iti anha gayorda upayas prishtir aparajita panchapadi sahasreṣu nijadritir iti. For these lands also there are 7 boundary mountains and 7 rivers. The mountains are Ishana, Urushringa, Balabhadra, Satakeshara, Sahasreṣu, Devapala, and Mahanasa. The rivers are Anaga, Ayodha, Upayasprishti, Aparajita, Panchapadi, Sahasreṣu, and Nijadriti. 27. All right. I'm feeling like we're repeating some things here, huh? I'm just going to double check where we left off last time. Sometimes it doesn't carry over properly. Text 18. Okay, we are in the right place. It's just somehow it seemed repetitive to me.
I was thinking the same thing. I think it's because we read the summary first, and some of these things have been said in the summary.
Yeah, maybe.
We are actually in the right place. We didn't
Yeah.
read this last time. Yeah.
It's just I think I maybe got disoriented by. It's a similar style. They name the names of the different mountains and the rivers and the deity who is worshipped there, but the names are different, but the pattern is the same. So I just got a little disoriented, I think.
Yeah, we came to vayu now. So if you see the last line, we didn't
Yeah.
touch vayu until now. So we are
Okay.
at the right place. Yeah.
Okay. So text 27. Tadvarsha purusha vrata vrata satyavrata dhanavrata nuvrata namano bhagavantam vaivatmakam pranayama vidhuta rajastamasa parama samadhina yajante. The inhabitants of those islands are also divided into 4 castes: Ritavrata, Satyavrata, Dhanavrata, and Anuvrata, which exactly resemble Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. They practice pranayama and mystic yoga, and in trance they worship the Supreme Lord in the form of Vayu. 28. anta pravisya bhutani yobibhartyatma ketubi antaryamishvara sakshat patuno yad vasesfutam. The inhabitants of Shakadweep worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Vayu, in the following words: O Supreme Person, situated as the Supersoul within the body, you direct the various actions of the different airs, such as prana, and thus you maintain all living entities. O Lord, O Supersoul of everyone, O Controller of the cosmic manifestation under whom everything exists, may you protect us from all dangers. Purport. Through the mystic yoga practice called pranayama, the yogi controls airs within the body to maintain the body in a healthy condition. In this way, the yogi comes to the point of trance and tries to see the Supersoul within the core of his heart. Pranayama is the means to attain samadhi, trance, in order to fully absorb oneself in seeing the Supreme Lord as antaryami, the Supersoul within the core of the heart. Evam eva dadi mandho dat parata pushkaradvipas tato dvi gunayama samantata upakalpita samanena svadhudakena samudrena bahir avrto yasmin brihat pushkaram jvalana shikamala kanaka patrayutayutam bhagavata kamal ashanasyadyashanam parikalpitam. Outside of the ocean of yogurt is another island known as Pushkaradweep, which is 6,400,000 yojanas, 51,200,000 miles wide, twice as wide as the ocean of yogurt. It is surrounded by an ocean of very tasteful water, as broad as the island itself. On Pushkaradweep there is a great lotus flower with 100 million pure golden petals, as effulgent as the flames of fire. That lotus flower is considered the sitting place of Lord Brahma, who is the most powerful living being and who is therefore sometimes called Bhagavan. Text 30. Tadvipa madhye manoshotara namaika evar bachina parachina varshayor maryadachalo yuta yojano charyayamo yatra tu chatasrishu dikshu chatvari purani loka palanam indradinam yad uparishtat surya ratasya merum paribramata samvatsaratmakam chakram devanam ahoratrabhyam paribramati. In the middle of that island is a great mountain named Manasotara, which forms the boundary between the inner side and the outer side of the island. Its breadth and height are 10,000 yojanas, 80,000 miles. On that mountain, in the four directions, are the residential quarters of the demigods, such as Indra and the chariot of the sun god. The sun travels on the top of the mountain in an orbit called the Samvatsara, encircling Mount Meru. The sun's path on the northern side is called Uttarayana, and its path on the southern side is called Dakshinayana. One side represents a day for the demigods, and the other represents their night. Purport. The movement of the sun is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita 5.52. Yasyagya Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakra. The sun orbits around Mount Sumeru for 6 months on the northern side and for 6 months on the southern. This adds up to the duration of a day and night of the demigods in the upper planetary systems. 31. Tadvi pasyapyadhipati prayavrato vitihotro namaitasyaatmajo ramanaka dhataki namano varshapati niyuja sasvayam purvajavad bhagavat karma shila evaste. The ruler of this island, the son of Maharaj Priyavrata, named Vitihotra, had two sons named Ramanaka and Dataki. He granted the two sides of the island to those two sons, then personally engaged himself in activities for the sake of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like his elder brother, Medhatiti. 32. Tadvarsha Purusha Bhagavantam Brahma Rupinam Sakarmakena Karmana Radhayantidam Choda Haranti. For the fulfillment of material desires, the inhabitants of this tract of land worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead as represented by Lord Brahma. They offer prayers to the Lord as follows. 33. Yatat karma mayam lingam brahma lingam jano chayat ekantam advayam shantam tasmai bhagavate nama iti. Lord Brahma is known as Karma Maya, the form of ritualistic ceremonies, because by performing ritualistic ceremonies one may attain his position, and because the Vedic ritualistic hymns become manifest from him. He is devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead without deviation, and therefore, in one sense, he is not different from the Lord. Nevertheless, he should be worshipped not as the monists worship him, but in duality. One should always remain a servitor of the Supreme Lord, the supreme worshipable deity. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto Lord Brahma, the form of manifest Vedic knowledge. Purport. In this verse, the word karma mayam, obtainable by Vedic ritualistic system, is significant. The Vedas say svadharma nishta sata janmabhi puman virinchatam iti. One who strictly follows the principles of an ashram dharma for at least 100 births will be rewarded with the post of Lord Brahma. It is also significant that although Lord Brahma is extremely powerful, he never thinks himself one with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He always knows that he is an eternal servitor of the Lord. Because the Lord and the servant are identical on the spiritual platform, Brahma is herein addressed as Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, but if devotee serves him with full faith, and the meaning of the Vedic literature is revealed to him. Therefore, Brahma is called Brahmalinga, which indicates that his entire form consists of Vedic knowledge. So we'll end our reading here for today and continue from text 34 on Monday. Okay. So, before we conclude, or anything to share from the assembled devotees, any reflections?
I wanted to know how big 80,000 miles was. So I actually looked up how wide is the United States of America, just to put it in perspective.
Okay.
And from the northernmost point in Maine to the northernmost point in California, the United States is 2,800 miles. So that gives you perspective on what 80,000 miles is, or any of these other numbers.
You should check how many miles is one the equator, basically one revolution around the Earth.
Revolution around the, okay, I'll have to do that.
Yeah. So it's
So when these were written, there was no concept of miles. They used to call yojana.
yojanas, of course. Yeah.
Yojana is very different from miles. I mean, if you really like calculate in technical terms, it comes as, the miles that we are talking about now. But yojana is very different. The mathematical equation for yojana is very different. So when you talk about all these realms, ultimately, I mean, if you look at astronomical perspective, we are Earth, and then Earth is part of solar system. Solar system is part of Milky Way galaxy. Actually, not even Milky Way galaxy. It's one hand called Orion Nebula of Milky Way galaxy. And Orion Nebula is part of Milky Way galaxy, and Milky Way galaxy is part of many other amalgam of galaxies in the universe, and then the universe is vast. So for you, your human mind, to reach the ultimate end of the universe, or for you to go that far, you need to cross all these realms. So we have now just reached up till sun. When Prabhuji talked about the sun, Uttarayana and Dakshinayana, that's exactly what is the end of summer solstice and winter solstice, which ends on June 21st and December 21st. Even in Hindu calendar, we say Uttarayana, which starts in January, on Jan 14th and ends at June 21st. And the same thing that happens, in the scientific calendar as well. And then
Mm.
we have Dakshinayana. So all the festivals are also actually categorized based on Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. Many activities are based on Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. It's just for the availability of the sun and the temperature and weather, you know. Um, so we are just reaching, like, when we say we have crossed ocean of yogurt, which means a human mind is somehow able to reach, those realms beyond, like expand your vision, expand your thought process, go to the ultimate moksha. Moksha is nothing but liberation. Moksha is like freeing your mind from all
Mm.
the externalities that you have around here, like, oh, what's for lunch? Oh, leave it, leave the thought, liberate your mind, don't think, be stress free. That's where
Mm.
I understand. So yojana is basically not just the physical miles, it's how much you travel. In we can calculate as astronomical units, AUs.
Mm.
But we have to
That's
remember, Bhagavatam is not giving us a process of moksha, right? It's not giving us tyag. It's giving us bhakti, which is different.
Bhakti,
We
yeah,
have to recognize,
bhakti,
but we have to
bhakti.
recognize the difference, you know?
Yes, Bhagavan Pada, that's what we say here, right? The
Mm,
feet of Bhagwan.
mm.
So which is, yeah, yes, bhakti.
Because mukti implies just the negative renunciation of what is material and self-centered, but bhakti implies the positive embracing of what is centered on this Bhagavan Pada's
Okay.
satisfaction. So this is something Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj emphasized. Our spiritual goal is not so impoverished that it's simply the giving up of something.
Mm-hmm.
Our spiritual goal is so potent that it's actually the positive attainment of something
Mm-hmm.
that is real. It's not just giving up, it's actually this nectar of devotion to Bhagavan Pada.
Okay.
Mm.
mm.
Glad to know. I didn't know that. Okay.
To get back to your question, Chris, about how big is the equator? How many miles? 24,901. That's one circle around the Earth.
Earth.
21,000.
20.
24,901, so almost 25,000 miles.
Yeah. So it's actually Srila Prabhupada's mercy to even put miles, because as Swati is saying, yojana is referring to something on the conscious plane, not just some empirically measurable, um, you know, mile, something empirically measurable. But Prabhupada is so merciful that try to allow us to engage our consciousness in these kind of questions. Oh, this many yojanas is this many miles? Okay, well, let's try to relate that to some miles that we know. Okay, the Earth is 24,000 miles. So 80,000 yojanas is, 3.5 times around the, wow, that's so big. And at least in that way, our consciousness is gradually going in the
Right.
direction. So Prabhupada is actually just being very merciful to us by giving us this miles, yojana to miles.
It's like you say, we're not doing the reading, it's doing the reading of us. And
Yeah.
and here I am trying to see, just because I just needed to understand what 80,000 miles was.
All right, Bhagavatam is reading you.
Yeah, it's reading me, right? It's like, that was perfect.
Yes.
So almost 25,000 miles around.
What is it reading from you? It's reading that, okay, you encountered something in Bhagavatam and you're so sincere that you wanted to relate it to yourself even more. You're looking to get something from Bhagavatam in a positive way. So this is Bhagavatam is reading you and thinking, oh, very nice. Maybe we should give her more now. Not that I know what Bhagavatam.
No, but it's true. It's true, because we've been reading about this for a couple of weeks now, and I finally just said, I have got to understand how vast this means, what the vastness of all this is. So I said, okay, let me put it against. But you were right. The equator's the best. That's the big, broadest part of the earth.
Yeah.
And it's almost 25,000 miles. Yeah.
It's interesting also because we can't, as we continue to read about these layers of the universe here in the material universe from Bhagavatam perspective, it tells us eventually that the universe is, I believe it says, is in the shape of an egg, and that these layers. So right, one of ISKCON's projects, one of their big projects, is this Temple of Vedic Planetarium in Mayapur, OVP. And basically, a large part of that project is taking these descriptions from Bhagavatam and trying and approaching it in a literal way and trying to show via a chandelier the planes and proportionally correct as far as Bhagavatam is concerned. Of course, they can't make something 80,000 yojanas, but when it says this plane is double the amount of this plane and like that, so they're trying to make a chandelier that reflects that.
Locus.
So it's for a point of meditation, actually, right? For people to be able to see what Bhagavatam said in a visual way, and then they can meditate further on what that actually means, what maybe the more allegorical or mystical meaning for development of consciousness, right? We don't want people to just stop and think, oh, Bhagavatam said this literal, and here is the chandelier. Okay, this is the final goal here is to make this statue and to make the chandelier. No, it always has to help us in our conscious development. But it's interesting that they're trying to make efforts towards that, and they are actually. It's inspiring to find out that they are trying to help people think about an evolution of consciousness, because, as far as I understand, what someone told to Sripad Puri Maharaj, they're taking the advice of Srila Sridhar Maharaj to make a diorama of Brihad Bhagavatamrita showing evolution of consciousness, the stages of Gopa Kumar, his successive evolution of consciousness around like in the wall around the chandelier, I think. So they're trying to show that this is not just a literal visual, it's pointing to something higher. So it will be very nice when they finish that and to see what the finished product is, and to see how it can inspire some deeper reflection by people, hopefully. That's our hope. If
I think
Krishna.
they've been at that for about 40 years now, haven't they?
I know.
We were there. We went there.
You went there, yeah.
We were in the building. Chris was so excited. He went places that he wasn't allowed to go with his camera to take pictures.
Well, yeah, well, in his case, he was allowed.
It's been a long time coming. So let's see if Krishna allows it to actually happen.
We
But
went there thinking that it was going to be completed, and he's like, it's still under construction.
of course, it's still under construction. But yeah, but sometimes you'll see if you look at their website, they show, okay, this wing will be completed by 2024, 2026, and so I think they, it takes a lot of resources to do that, and so anyhow, let's see what Krishna wants to come from that. But it's useful to, you know, we've also had discussions with Sripad Puri Maharaj about Srila Prabhupada wanted this visual aid to be there because, most people are visual, right? Conceptual thinking is not their strong point. Seeing something visually helps to trigger something a little more conceptual for them. So Puri Maharaj also liked the idea of having a visual aid for the evolution of consciousness, and so we would have conversations about how that aesthetic would manifest. And he liked the design of the Guggenheim Museum in New York because it's like a spiral, an ascending spiral. So that's a nice way to show, okay, there's ascending stages of consciousness. So now you have some artwork that engages with people's senses and tries to get them to see that there's consciousness expanding towards this height of love, but what that love actually means, having art that shows the defective nature of the senses. So, for instance, having art pieces where, they have this shadow art where they have a sculpture made of, let's say, garbage, but then when you shine the light on the sculpture, the shadow is of something you would have never seen, how that sculpture could be arranged in such a way. But the materials that the sculpture is made out of have their own message. So you have like layers of meaning in these sculptures. Then you have these optical illusions that make you think you see one thing, but there's something else hidden there. Or right, different people see different things when they look at it. So it shows the limitation of the senses. So to have really engaging aesthetic pieces that help people to recognize their own fallibility, but also introduce higher ideas once they're in that vulnerable state from the previous piece. And then so level by level, it's literally like this experience and this shedding, ideally, of people's ego. So by the time they're at the top, they're just completely exposed. Their heart is just like so vulnerable and tender. And now they see these beautiful descriptions and pieces of art showcasing love and reciprocal relation with the divine, and how that can help people live together too. And now it's really hitting home. Now they're not so closed off from it because they've just been torn open, and now their heart is really being affected by that higher level stuff. So, so that's.
I like the way you described that. That's beautiful.
Brilliant description.
That's one of our long-term projects, actually. We wanted to do that in Princeton eventually, sometime when there's some proper community support for that kind of thing. So anyhow, let's see.
I certainly remember way back in the 1970s doing book distribution that the artwork in the books was certainly one of major attraction for people just simply to engage in looking at the book itself. And then it could become a discussion point. And it was just wonderful. And it was the artwork. And indeed, even in some of the LPs that came out, the vinyl LPs that we used to sell and hand around. And the artwork in there, again, would inspire, well, what's that about? And it leads on and leads on. And just like you say, that spiral staircase of inquiry, human nature to inquire and investigate. And by the grace of the Lord, people are led to an understanding of spiritual dimensions of their existence. And thank you, that was a brilliant description. Absolutely first class. Thank you. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, Amir Sindhu Prabhu.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. So, I guess we will conclude here for today. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Tirtha Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Manuga Guru Varga ki jai.
Jai.
Humble devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees. Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda ki jai. Jai Navadvip Dham ki jai. Mayapur Dham ki jai. Jagannath Dham ki jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ju ki jai. Ganga Mai, Yamuna Mai ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Giri Govardhan Dham ki jai. Sham Radhakun ki jai. Tulsi Devi Vrinda Devi ki jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Scientific Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Yata Premanandi Hari 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 Bol. Śrīmatī Umadevi Dasi ki jai. Shripad Amir Sindhu ki jai. Śrīmatī Tulsi Maharaj Dasi ki jai. Bhakti Swami jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Kesava Das ki jai.
Dandavat.
Pranam.
Welcome.